The first thing Marshall Harris noticed as he rounded the corner of Lexington and 23rd was the bright red wash of light across the entire street. 3 squad cars and a black police sedan were parked outside the entrance to the Hotel Fiorella, where Harris had lived these past 8 years. And, as he watched, an ambulance pulled up. 2 paramedics disgorged themselves and hustled their furled stretcher through the hotel's revolving doors. A huge crowd was already gathering. The few police outside were trying to hold them back, but all that Harris could see were the lights, the bright red strobing beacons on the cars. They swept across the buildings, lit the pavements with their flame. And it was just as though some small section of hell had been transplanted outside the hotel. Harris came untensed, shifted the bag of groceries from his right arm to his left, and, despite his 41 years, sprinted across the busy street and began to push his way through the crowd. By the time that he was 35, Marshall Harris had realized that he would never direct a show on Broadway. It had taken him, perhaps, another year to adjust to that fact, to realize that he had not failed in any way, but simply that his talent lay in other fields of theatre, less glamorous and less well paid for sure, but noble nonetheless. Nobility had become his cornerstone in life. He drank little, smoked a pipe, and never doped at all. His physique was good, his appearance immaculately groomed without becoming dandyish. The clothes he wore were calm and unpretentious, young but not too young. At that time of life, in that profession, with that lack of pure financial success, most other men would have become embittered and seedy. Marshall Harris was neither, and it earned him respect from everyone from his fiancée Patty to the kids in the little theatre on Mercer, where he was currently directing an updated version of Ibsen's An Enemy of the People. He had stopped rehearsals at 6:30 that day, showered and changed by 7, and suddenly, instead of going back to the hotel, decided he wanted to eat kosher that evening. If he had gone straight back, he reflected later, then he might actually have been able to do something. But he walked to his favourite deli on Delancey Street, spent 40 minutes chatting to the proprietor, and caught the IRT uptown almost an hour late. He jogged up the subway steps at 23rd and Park and headed east, towards the bright red lights. By the time he reached the inner circle of the crowd, the word was going round that somebody was dead. A uniformed cop moved forward to stop Harris from progressing farther, but the director snapped that he lived here, sidestepped, and went on through. There were more uniforms in the hotel lobby. A young man, plain clothes, was interviewing the desk porter. Ignoring the lift, Harris took the steps 2 at a time up to the 2nd floor. And it was there, in corridor 212236, outside his own room.